Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. When you're tuned in, you're with Lady Business and Give It to the People Radio, where you're going to get enlightened, enhanced, empowered, and enriched. Make sure that you always tune in to Give It to the People Radio. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Just know that when you're tuned in, you are listening to Give It to the People Live. And today I have the pleasure of having somebody who I actually have had on a different podcast when we're talking about Women on the Glow. But she has so much stuff that we didn't talk about on Women on the Glow. So feel free, if you want to go back and check out Women on the Glow on any of your podcast stations, you can listen to what we talked about with Sheena. Yeah. However, today I get to ask her about her business because I asked you about totally different stuff on that one. So, Sheena! Yay! Okay, all right. Tell them who you are.
I'm Sheena. I'm the CEO of Sheena, and also the CEO. Is it podcast CEO? I am. Can I curse on here? I'm trying not to curse. Don't even worry about it. So,
I was like, nobody's asked that. I'm like, look, I curse a lot.
I have to ask for every guest I have.
Well, you know what? Usually, the closest that I get to cursing on here is I say hoe, but y'all know hoe is H-A-U-X.
You know.
That's the closest that I get to cursing because, we're trying to be business and then somebody's going to sponsor us one day. Right. But if y'all sponsor cursing, I will give it to you. I got all of that in
all
here.
The words. Okay.
Just in case.
All the range.
Yeah, but no, we're not going to curse though.
I'm with it. I'm trying not to either.
But you are. Okay, so tell them what Sheena is.
Sheena is a custom bracelet company that we design and create pieces that express your uniqueness and beauty. So whatever that looks like for you is what it looks like for us. And we also have some inventory online on sheena.com. We do vending. Well, not right now because the virus got everybody in the house.
We do vending online.
We do.
Go to the online.
We are going to start doing Thursday Night Live again.
Okay.
So just giving the opportunity for folks to join back on Facebook Live on Sheena.
Love it.
And that'll happen tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or whatever day.
It will not happen tonight because by the time you guys see this, it won't be Thursday.
Sorry, y'all.
However, Thursdays, though.
Thursdays.
She'll be back on.
I'll be on, yes, exactly. And so make sure you follow Sheena everywhere. We're Sheena, SHEENBALLA, everywhere.
So what made you brave the elements to come out? Because just FYI, as you can tell, we're actually recording this on a Thursday, even though you guys won't see it till Sunday. And then you'll hear it at whatever time we put it out on Give It to the People on the actual podcast. But just for you guys, in case you didn't know, the coronavirus.
Yes. The virus.
The coronas is out here getting these people, honey. And we both feel like we have already had the coronavirus, which is why we're able to come out. But did you feel like I just need to get out of the house? Or did you feel like, okay, well, this is a great time for me to market my brand? Or did you just feel like I already had it, so I'm gonna just come out? Like, what is your feeling?
I feel like all of the above. So for one, I already been itching to get over here to you.
Okay.
So, and it's nothing you can't call me and be like, Sheena, like, okay, all right, fine, I'm here. So that's like number one.
Okay.
You my girl. So there's nothing I wouldn't have done to be here today, other than like be dead. But God willing, we are
She's doing the absolute most.
So, but yeah, absolutely. I needed a reason to get all made up because if I look at the inside of my bathroom again, I'm going to just, I might embarrass myself because I'm just.
Is the bathroom your solace, your place that
That's
you go
the only place the boys are not allowed at all. So
okay.
We are homeschooling.
But I could tell the way you said it that was like a nice place to be.
It is.
Okay.
And I have all my paintings in there.
Okay.
So it is my happy place.
Okay.
Yes. And it's quiet.
Yeah. Okay. And so how have you been dealing with having two boys at the house? And it hasn't even been that long. But this is one thing. And so I was having this discussion with one of my friends. She's a teacher down in South Carolina. And she said that some of these parents need to stop acting like they're homeschooling because the teachers are still doing the work. The parents are there to just kind of make sure that stuff gets done. And this is, mind you, for the parents who are actually like helping their kids, do the work and making sure that they're doing them. But it's been a short time. How have you been dealing with being a mom with two boys in the house that literally are on quarantine?
So I'm going to kind of go on the other side of what your friend said. So while they have provided the curriculum, now we have to step in and manage. Because mind you, I work a full-time position, so I'm working full-time as if my children are not there. So we have to be very strategic in our scheduling. This is new for us too as parents. So we have to be strategic in our scheduling. We're having to get up earlier so we can have breakfast ready. We can have meals that normally they would eat at school, and I can just pick up stuff on the go. Now I have to completely rearrange because I can't pick up breakfast for me on the go. I have to get up, get everybody situated. We got to get down at the table. So this week, in Guilford County, we haven't had any lesson plans. So we're still, the lesson plans won't come out until next week. So we're still having to entertain and it was either be on spring break and just do whatever while I'm trying to work, or let me give you something constructive. So for the boys, we have been focusing on household chores. We have been focusing on more life skills, the things that they say, oh, they need to teach this in school. The boys, we did cooking the other day. So instead of me just getting up to make breakfast, Jackson helped get milk out. He counts the eggs, and Jalen is older, so he's 16 or almost 16. So he's doing the little advanced stuff, the measuring, putting stuff in the oven. So kind of teaching them their way around the kitchen was one day that we did.
I think that's good though.
And then
self-sufficiency. Really
sanitizing, so everything has to be clean. So, making sure the boys know how to keep their bathroom clean, but some of that deep cleaning stuff that mommy normally does, we've taken the time to...
They took it and taking it. They did both of them.
That bleached coronavirus. But we took the time to do those types of things, really intensive. We pulled out all of our clothes. We did some spring cleaning.
But see,
stuff.
You know what? To me, honestly, from what you're saying, this is stuff that in your mind. Okay, now you just tell me if I'm wrong. In your mind, you would have wanted to do this, right?
Yeah.
But if they were just regular spring break, you wouldn't have taken the time to do all of this stuff because you'd have been spring break, right? But now it's just and so this is why, in some ways, I think it's kind of good if a parent's doing what you're doing, because this is the stuff that you probably needed to do anyway. And now you got little workers, right?
Yeah, it definitely helps.
So now it's okay, let's do some of this stuff. Okay, so from that perspective, it's good. Okay, all right. I love it, though.
It is, but it is. I mean, like I said, I got two boys. One day I just kind of let them
chill out.
Yes, please go watch TV, play on your phones, whatever. And then the next day, we took ourselves outside that we could not look at each other, and I could not smell another foot or another fart. I could not do it.
She is giving y'all real mommy life.
What could not, So we got out, and we live close to the A&Y trail. So we got out. We hit those trails. We walked over to Country Park. We read all the signs. So we did a little, local history lesson.
Historical. So you have really. That's what I'm saying. And you know what? Honestly, people act like there are not things that they can do with their kids and not be around a bunch of people. What do you think about all of these people going to the beach? Because these people in Florida are doing the most.
People from Florida do the most. Anyway.
As a person from Florida. Now listen, this is where, now I'm going to break the rule with cursing. The other word that I do allow to say is ass, right? They told y'all to stay y'all asses in the house. And y'all was like, we just gonna go to the beach. We just at Florida. I looked at it. I was like, this looks like regular spring break. What are y'all doing?
If one person had the idea, it was probably not a bad idea. But since everybody had the same idea,
hundreds.
You could have got there, but this was not a good idea. Let me turn back around and go.
When you pulled up and you saw all of those cars and all of those people,
no parking, right?
You should have been like, nah, bruh, this is not what we're doing. But no, you was like, it's okay, just get our blanket and
stay 5 feet away. I couldn't have done it.
I just don't understand it.
We were on the trail and we made sure to keep our distance from the other people. We did our social distancing like they said. So, if it's too crowded, too packed, absolutely not.
No, and that's why the other thing I'm thinking, when all those people were in Costco, don't you think it's more than 50 to 100 people trying to get groceries at the same time? Did that look like the right thing that you needed to do? So let me tell you something that happened to me that was wonderful. And I actually have a video that I'm going to post. I go to Publix yesterday. Because you got to pick and choose your grocery stores and you got to pick and choose your times. Me, I'm a morning person anyway. I wasn't always this person. I used to be a night owl, but now I'm a morning bird. Okay. So I get up in the morning and I go do what I got to do. And when you get up in the morning, it's not a lot of people out.
It's not.
And they have already restocked from last night. So that may be your tip for you to go get what you need to get instead of trying to wait till the afternoon or the evening.
Right.
Publix, as soon as I walked in, the boy said, do you want me to sanitize your cart? I said, yes, I want you to send. He sanitized down. He did the whole cart, sanitized up, and then was like, have a nice day. I had a wonderful day at Publix.
Yeah, I went to Publix.
That's the only place that somebody has offered and was in the front with the sanitizer stuff to sanitize your stuff as soon as you walked in the store.
That's what's up. Now I'm ready to go to Publix all the way over.
And their sandwiches are good. I didn't get a sandwich though.
Oh, I went over there
because I didn't know.
I was a little homesick the other day, so I got the hot wings.
Okay, I haven't tried the hot ones, but I've tried the Mardi Gras wings.
They're not super hot. They're just a little spicier than the regular plain ones.
Okay,
I mean, it just got a little heat.
Those Mardi Gras though.
I gotta try those.
Those are good. Those Mardi Gras wings are good.
I love Publix. Like I said, I'm a Florida girl, so Publix is something.
It is. And that's the only reason I didn't get them to make me a sandwich, because their bread is excellent. But I did get a loaf of French bread.
Ooh.
She is almost gone. Okay.
That was all that was available at Walmart the other day. So that's what we got.
Ooh, that French bread.
Italian bread or something. But we made French toast out of it, and it was real good.
A good brioche kind of thing. Girl, hold up. We just digressed. We just jumped into a whole other level. Okay, let's get back to what we're supposed to be talking about. Okay, so I want to talk about your podcast, though, because you started a podcast, and I think that it's really great to see people being able to share their voice, which is, of course, why we started Pod Biz Studios in the first place. But your perspective is one that is... to me, it's unique, not to say that people haven't been in your situation, but do they talk about it? And so it focuses on you working with the kids, the co-parenting and all of that. So tell them about Tendin 2. So
Tendin 2, the Badass Momcast, is just my view on things. I love to create content, but I hate editing content. So I've had a YouTube channel. I've had a blog. I've had all the things. But one thing I do love to do is talk. So if you know me, you know I love to talk.
There you go.
So it just kind of, I was on a few podcasts last year, and I was like, I really enjoy this. And then I do a lot of stuff on Twitter. I'm very vocal on Twitter, and I just... I went through a lot in overall, and then I said, I could kind of keep these things to myself, but then I kind of felt like I hit a wall where I was like, I feel like I'm living a lie. So, and it wasn't like I was lying, I was just like living by omission. So there were so many things that I've gone through and pulled through that would have been awesome had I known or had an example of somebody else going through it. So I was like, I can, take a step out there and just say, like, here's my story. Like, here's some of the things, the crazy things that I've gone through in my life. Yeah. Like, because people are like, Sheena, you do so much. You do this. You're so great. And it's like, this is the product of a lot of things that have come together. It's not as easy and squeaky and pretty as it looks, So just taking the time to kind of go through and share my story. And then in doing that, it has given me a platform to help other people. Yeah. For the second season, we did Black Entrepreneurs for Black History Month. And that's always my goal, is entrepreneurship, especially in people that look like me. So it gave me the opportunity to partner with even some folks I had already partnered with before on their podcast. Yeah. And it gives a really different, more modern perspective a lot of the times, at least in my community, the people that we have to reach out to are like our aunts and uncles and things like that. Yeah. And they have a more conservative view on things, where as a millennial or Generation X, Generation Z, we have a more modern, open, progressive view on things that people do not like to talk about. So I have a couple of episodes about the birds and the bees, the conversations that we have, we talk about autonomy, like you can't come in here while mommy's using the bathroom, or mommy's parts are different. Back up. With the kids. I used to hate that. What do you want? Right. Like, what are you knocking on the door for? Do you need to use the bathroom? What do you want? You can't possibly want anything. Right. I'm sure people can identify with that. Absolutely. Absolutely. Sure they can. So, and then navigating single motherhood. Like I said, I have 2 boys, so they have parts and they have things that I do not have or experience with. So how do I answer these questions? How do I, even engage the other men in my life, uncles, friends, to say, hey, can you have a discussion? Yes. Yeah. Or even like educate me on what it's like to do those things, because you have to be very careful of how you put people into your child's life. Definitely. So the podcast was just an opportunity to really just kind of be really raw and really open about a lot of the things. In the middle of season 1, my grandmother got really sick and she passed away. I recorded one of the episodes in the middle of the ocean. On my phone, just because I didn't know what else to do. I was like, well, I can't just not create.
But it's an outlet.
Right
okay, and I don't know if this, how like people be like, oh, this saved my life. Honestly, like I really truly feel like things just happen, and sometimes those things that you allow you to express yourself are the things that save your life.
Absolutely.
And I feel like doing the podcast has definitely been one of those things for me, because I'm just like, and we had this similar experience, you know what I'm saying? So she was here when we opened the studio, and then if you guys know the story, she came to the opening, and then a week later is when my mom passed, and then the week after that is when we buried her. So it was like one of those things where, having the ability to express yourself and tell people, because sometimes you just can't express yourself to the people that are closest to you sometimes, but you do want to say things, and it gives you that opportunity to be able to do that, and then just having all of the experiences. So what has there been anything, I don't even want to say that's controversial, but that has happened in your podcast where you got a whole lot of feedback from people? What's the one thing out of everything that's been like, people either, maybe it made them mad or maybe it made them express themselves more? What's that thing been?
Our most popular episode is Men Are Trash, Women Are Raccoons.
I'm about to get off the camera. I'm about to get off the whole camera.
And it talks about the constant gender war that we have. And it's like all the things, the whole feminist movement and Me Too and all of that started rearing its head. And I'm a boy mom, so I take a very different approach. And I even subscribe to the Men Are Trash, concept for a while. And it's like you dig through some of the things that have happened to you. And at the time I was married and he had to go through this with me. He was the guest on that episode. So it was like, how as a man do you handle that? Like your woman saying that all men are trash. Like, how do you handle that? And then I had to, put a disclaimer, like, I don't want my listeners to feel like this is how Sheena feels, but it's something that I want to address. So I want to be the one to pour into you as a man. I want to give you an outlet. I want you to have somebody, a Black woman, to let you know that I love you in every part of you. But that does not negate the things that have happened in so many of our lives. And then now putting the onus on other Black men to hold you accountable. So that was one of the points that we talked about. It's like, when you're in your group chat, how do you tolerate or how do you handle and maneuver around certain situations that are harmful to women? Like pictures or, this situation, like how do you navigate that as a man? So that is definitely one of the most popular episodes that we have. And
so it's kind of like a man cave-ish kind of thing. But the thing that I would think, and I say this, dating right now has got to be one of the, especially right now, because they might have that Kofifi. Dating right now has got to be like one of the most stressful things, is what I would think.
Absolutely.
But it's so much more to deal with. So I guess my question would be, if you're a man and you have kids right now, and you said 16 and 4. What are you teaching the kids? Because they have so much more to deal with than we had to deal with. Like, if you just talk about the cell phones, but then you talk about the apps, and then you talk about the social media. I mean, the game, it's just so much more. So I just, what? Somebody needs to help these men. Like, I'm a big proponent of everything for women, and I had a man come up to me at one of my events. This was February. I think it was February. And he said to me, I've been seeing what you're doing, and I would really love to work with you. And I'm like, okay, well, that's great. And he said he does some marketing and stuff too. He said, because everything you do for women, and why don't you do more stuff for men? And I was just like, first of all, if you've been paying attention to me, I don't just do stuff for women.
Right.
Okay? I do business events. The name of my company is Lady Business. Right. Most of my stuff is free and open to the public. But when I do my events, they focus on women, right? That's just the thing. Right. So he's like, well, you do all of this stuff and all of this empowerment and stuff for women, but where's the stuff for men? And I just said, well, why don't you create the stuff for men?
There's an awesome name for
you. Do you just want me to just do everything? And I'm just like,
do you need help getting off the ground? What's your project?
Okay, so all of those things kind of came out, and I'm just like, if you look and you see that there's a strategy, a platform, a directive, however you want to say it, why can't you just take that same kind of thing and try to replicate it for men? It should not be my responsibility to replicate it and make it for men. Right. Because of what you just said, like, they go through different things, right? Now, I do want to do something for couples in general. Okay. But, and just tell me how you feel about this. I like to do things that I have knowledge about and experience with. If I'm not a man, not to say that I can't do stuff for men, but I don't have experience being a man. Right. So the things that might be, innate to men are not necessarily innate to me. So there may be some things that, women like, that it's like, okay, we'll do those things for women. But what may be something that a man would like, not to say that I can't talk to somebody or find those things out, but I think that you are most authentic when you're living through your own experience. And you do things for people that are like you. It's just like the same thing as if I'm doing stuff for women, it's not just that it's for black women. Right. It's for women in general. Right. But then there may be something that I do that's just for black women. Because there still would be a difference between Asian women, Italian women. I'm sorry. I'm just thinking about all the places that they got to go fifi. So Asian women, white women, Hispanic women, so when you break that down, there may be some things that are specific to those niches where it's some other stuff that's akin to black women. Right. But just trying to reach outside of that, I just feel like, that whole thing of what do men really think? And you also got to take into consideration everybody's not the same. True. Because if everybody was the same, y'all wouldn't be wearing all of these tight pants. I don't even know where that came from.
I wish it would go away, though.
But we had... No, I be having all kinds of conversations. I had bought this jacket the other day, and I bought it for my husband. I told him try it on, and he was like, I don't know, it's looking a little tight. I'm gonna try it on. No, he tries it on, and it stopped a little too short for him. And I was like, he was like, nah, this is young kid, I'm not gonna be able to wear this. He was like, take that back. And I was like, but this is what and I mean, it wasn't like I was I just really liked the jacket. And that was the largest size they had, right? So he was like, nah, son, I'm not going to be able to do this. Take this back. You see where it's stopping? This is where, and so my husband is very traditional in certain things. So I'm just like, he wouldn't even do the jacket. But you have people out here, they just do any and everything. Yeah. Being a man today must be hard.
I think so.
Because you have so many great women to compete with.
But
just to get around on y'all wasn't even worried about it.
But I think that it does take a balance, because we, like, as a black woman who is very close, I like to think we're very close. Yeah. But like there are things that we have in common that I'm just not gonna have in common with a man. And there are different, like, business is business, but there's a huge emotional side to it. There's a huge human aspect to running business, to empowering other people. So there's language, there's even body language that men are going to respond to from another man than they wouldn't respond to from a woman. So we can do all the men's empowerment things we want, but really, is the message going to be received by us? As if it were like, a popular male or, someone that is a man in a man situation. I can't tell you how to balance being the head of a household, being the man of a house, and running a business. I can't tell you that. I can tell you what it's like to be a mom and do it. I can tell you what it's like to be a woman and do it. But I can't tell you what it's like to be a man. So the best we can do is empower the women around you to support you in that kind of way.
Then get you one of them.
And if that's what you want to do.
Get you one of them. After we empower them, just get you one of them.
But since you don't want to do no work.
We so petty today. Where did this pettiness come from?
I don't know. It's been in the house.
See, that's what happens.
It's the Kofi.
The Kofi. But no, you know what? I think that... Okay, so then let's flip it, because I like to play devil's advocate even with myself.
Let's do it.
So if we flip it around, if we did hypothetically do something for men, would you have an issue with the fact that women were doing the thing for men? Would men actually show up? Like, those are questions to be posed then, too, because, yes, there are less men's empowerment things. And would you actually call it men's empowerment? I don't know what you would call it. But
I ain't going no men's empowerment.
Yeah, I'm empowered already.
Right.
Power. Okay. But I mean, I just wonder, like, do men typically respond the same way that women respond to those things? Because I do think, one of the things that you said is that people do want to be poured into. And I'm not saying that men don't want to, but there may be different language that we need to use to attract men to come to something. Right. And even when you talk about this, I had, you know what? Should I talk about this?
Don't do it. You already opened the can.
I've never told anybody. Well, no. It's people that know this. I've just never expressed it. And this is what I'm going to do, because I don't have it with me. So I'm going to give you a gist, and then I will do a whole nother video about this letter that I received. Okay? But I can tell you about it. Okay. But I feel like my audience deserves to hear the letter in the way that it was written. Okay? Somebody felt that they were an authority over my life.
Oh, okay.
In some way, shape, or form. Somebody took the time to type a letter, send it to me, which meant they also put a stamp on it with an address.
Intentional.
Send it here to my office, right? And with this, they basically were like, okay, let me tell you what I like about you and what I don't like about you in this letter, okay? Now, it is 2020. This person could have sent me a DM, sent me an email, called on the phone. They could have saw me in person, because in the letter, they also told me that they've come to my events and they've seen me before, right? So I'm just like, okay. And they told me that they didn't like what I had on my website. Because in this letter, they basically told me that it was too fitted and I shouldn't have done such and such. And so this is what struck this in my mind to even say this today. So I looked at this and I'm just like, so they said in the letter, what are you trying to sell? And I'm thinking, okay, I mean,
geometrics.
You have to selling them curves. Okay, selling them a curve. Okay, see, this is how you got me doing too much. Doing all of that. She got me doing too much, right? Now you just it's too much. All right, so I'm just like, really?
Right.
And the thing that actually made me the maddest was that this person didn't sign it. If I ever feel like I need to criticize,
it was anonymous.
Anything. Let me tell you something. Pennix-Brown will put her name on it. I will come to your door. Because trust me, anybody that's out there that really knows me knows I have come to some doors and knocked on some doors.
That's what they sound.
I have ended business relationships and told you, come meet me for lunch, paid for lunch, and then told you I will never work with you again. So anytime I feel the need to ever come to somebody to really tell them about themselves, I have done it to that person's face.
Right.
I have never sent an anonymous anything to somebody to say something that I felt like was critical about them. And the thing is, you know what I realized? I'm telling you, see, now she got me hyped up. I'm going to have to actually read this letter online so y'all can see, and y'all can see it. I'll show you the letter, right? So come on with the fam. So I just was like, the audacity, and not even the audacity of it, it's got to be a word for it. It is a word.
But it's a cuss word.
But it is a cuss word.
That's what it is.
Unmitigated gall.
Like
there you go, Robert. Robert in the background. Unmitigated gall. But no, I just felt like, where's your backbone?
Right.
Listen.
And then that just really goes to show what they're looking for, because I have stalked your website quite a bit. And there's so much information on there. Like...
But
what are you talking about? What I have on? Are you kidding me? Was it the green dress?
The green dress giving it to him. No, it was the green pants, and it was the black with the off, and I had the yellow in the background, right? That was my whole last year, thing. And yes, everything was fitted.
But it's so much content on there. Like, what are you really looking for?
But the thing is that you have to realize that I'm selling this confidence.
That's jealousy.
So
that's what that is.
Confidence is a big thing with me, and I'm
confidence catalyst.
Come on,
okay.
Speak it into existence. But no, and what's so crazy about this is, and so this is where I'm going. I'm making a point. Is that people feel threatened by your confidence. So So now you're going to go and you're going to see where I'm leading you down this yellow brick road. Right. So when I look at certain things, I look at a person that's like, oh, really? This what we wearing? This we putting on? You better do it. Like that. I promise you. I'll be like, oh, work, walk, do what you got to do. That stuff pumps me up. So when I look at certain things and I feel like certain people are threatened, I wonder, would those same people, as far as like if they were men, would they feel threatened if we did certain things? Would they look at things like, well, what do you have on, as opposed to the content that you're actually putting out? Right. And I mean, it's not like, you know, everything's out either, right? But I think that sometimes people want to judge you from when they first see you or from what they see, as opposed to actually seeing what's there. And I'm not saying that you can't be sexy. I'm not saying you can't be, you know, whatever it is, whatever your level of attraction is or whatever. You can do all of those things and still be really fabulous and really great at what you're doing. But I think that oftentimes, sometimes men seem to be threatened by really confident women, and weak women are confidently y'all are confidently threatened, okay? Because you're so confident in being threatened that you don't have the time to focus on what's being said. So you do have confidence, weak people, but it's just in the wrong thing, as opposed to listening. And so would some men then feel like they couldn't come to a men's empowerment thing if women were hosting it, because then they might feel threatened by the success of the women?
Could be. I also think something that I have noticed is people are threatened by authenticity. They think that you have to look a certain way or you have to fit in this certain box to be received a certain way. So now you have people that are confident and sure in who they are and what they do and can still give you the realness, the education, and the power, because it looks in a different package than what they're accustomed to, not realizing that that's who you really are. Like, I'm really a software developer with an afro, and sometimes I'm on a conference call with a twist out or a braid down, and it's like, Sheena, this is what you look like. Yeah, what did you think I look like? You know, like people get threatened by that, and they don't know, and that's afraid to them because they have to put on this shell and they have to go to work and be somebody that they're not, or they are in a relationship being somebody that they're not because they think it checks a box. So when they see somebody living in true who they really are, like being authentic, being confident in everything that society says you're not supposed to be, that is threatening. And the only thing we can do is tell you, you know what, you can beat them or join them. You can definitely get on board. You can check that box. You can, you know, log into social media and say who you really are and not hide behind, you know, anonymity. That's it.
Both of them.
That was the one.
How you spell both of them? No.
BOFF.
Both of them. But
you know, really be like, use that as an empower. Like, look at this person doing these things, and you know what? Nobody's really coming at you, and if they are, they hiding behind a stamp and some typed up paper. You know, like, I can't even recognize your handwriting.
Exactly.
So, like, use that as an opportunity to be confident. Like, this, we've made mistakes. Like, that happens. There's criticism in this. It's not all, you know, lights and makeup. There are real things that happen, but we're real people. And people are sometimes threatened by the reality of it. They're afraid of being found out. I know, even me, like, I was afraid for people to know I had been divorced twice. Or, you know, I have 2 different baby daddies. But it's like, who cares? Like, my kids are awesome. You know, they're 2 different personalities. There are certain, like, and that's very common. But you don't know that because people hide those things.
But do you think...
Or they feel shame.
But I think that people just telling their truth is relatable. Like, people know a little bit more about you. And I think when we have these types of businesses where we are so much a part of it, it's not like we're trying to hide behind something. We want you to know this is who's bringing it to you. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm going to say this. I had this one thing where somebody was like, and I did this even to prove it. I did one flyer and I put myself on it. And then I did one and I didn't put myself on it. And my husband was like, why you always got to have your face all over everything? I was
That's
like,
what people like.
The chocolate face sells, honey. They come when they see the chocolate face. And I did one, and I said, okay, so let's put both of these out and let's just see what happens, right? The one with the chocolate face was the one that everybody was clicking and liking and sharing and everything. The other one was just like, it's just generic. And I'm just like, sometimes I think even in marketing, you may feel overwhelmed about, should I put myself on this?
Yes,
should I do such and such again? And then it's just like, but people are buying you because could somebody else teach this? Could somebody else tell you how to do it? Yes. Absolutely. But are they going to literally speak your language? We can speak the English language, but it's certain things that are going to go over some people's head. Right. It's certain things that people aren't going to identify with, even when you talk about age. So to me, it's like you are the important sauce that goes into this recipe. You know, because you could teach somebody how to do something, but are they going to grasp it the way that they need to? Right. Is it going to resonate with them? Are they going to feel it and feel like they can do it? And that's always my mission, is to make you feel like, look, I am confident in doing this. Yeah, I could start this business. You know, and so even in a one hour consultation, I did one yesterday with a client, and she was just like, I came to your classes. I've been to this and that, and I came to Durham, and I came to Alamance and everything. And she was like, and I finally decided, like, no, I just need to sit down and do a 1 hour consultation because I need you for me, for my business to tell me, you know, what to do. And it was just one of those things where I'm just like, I love when people, you know, they grasp that, they understand that. And another woman who was Black, and sometimes I think that we feel threatened by each other. And I'm just like, I can learn from just about anybody. Yeah. If you really giving out something good, why wouldn't I sit here like this and be like, yeah, girl, let me learn that. Like, I'm going to just tell you, my favorite, if I could sit at the feet of anybody and learn. Y'all probably gonna, you know, it doesn't matter what you think. Cicely Tyson.
Oh, absolutely.
If I could sit at the feet, and I'm not even talking about, you know, because there's all kinds of people that could teach you tech things. There's people that could teach you money things and such and such. But to live a life that's almost 100 years.
And be relevant.
To be married to Miles Davis. To literally be in all of these facets of history. And to still be out here giving it to the people with these nasty hats and these nasty wigs and an old big face, and to be 90-something. Her spirit. Yeah. Just imagine the stuff that she's going through. So it's like, it would feel like sitting there talking to your great-great-great-grandma. You know what I'm saying? Like the stuff that you've been able to amass in your mind, the people that you've known, the things that you've been to, stuff that doesn't even exist anymore. I'd rather sit there and listen to something like that and gain everything I could gain from that person than to, you know, sit at the foot of Bill Gates or somebody else.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I think we need to be a little bit more, I don't even want to say forgiving, but a little bit more, is it tolerant? A little bit more open to embrace what other women are giving out.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
Absolutely. I completely agree. Yeah. I completely agree. Because no one knows a woman like a woman. Simple as that. There's no competition. There is no shortage of men out there. I'll tell you that much.
It's plenty of them.
Tons.
But do they have to go Fifi though?
That's the question, okay?
Are they bringing you toilet paper though?
Right.
Because if they ain't got none of that.
Listen, we don't need you, child. Times are hard.
But I'm serious. Where's y'all's toilet paper at? Did you already have reserves? I mean, these are things we need to know.
We got a bidet.
Did you pay your child support?
That's the question.
We need to know these things.
Put that in the comments.
Because then they can buy their own toilet paper. Like, I mean, these are real things nowadays.
Did you come get your kids on quarantine?
No, they was like, they said to stay at home.
That's why I'm able to be here today, is because they are on a field trip at Dad's house.
There you go. Listen, so that's what you call for school?
Yes,
a field trip?
We on a field trip.
They on a field trip.
At Dad's house, yes.
No, that's wonderful. But what can we do then, I guess, to support you, to support your business, to support your mission? We can definitely subscribe to the podcast.
Yes, please join Tendin to. And I have a whole website. It's Sheena.com. So I am dedicating. I told myself at the beginning of the year, I'm going to slow down and do these things. I'm a full-time student too.
Who told us she was going to slow down?
Nobody.
Who lied to you?
So it's Sheena.com. Will get you everything. ITS. SHEENA. It'll get you to Sheenbala. It'll get you to Tendin to, and it'll get you to all the other pieces of content that my crazy little brain puts out. I've been more intentional about creating content. I've updated my blog. I got recipes going. So
I did my first blog post of the year the other day.
I have to go read it.
I looked and I was like, you ain't done no blog post.
My first blog post was 10 things to do while on quarantine.
Yes. See, and that's excellent. But you know what? I just thought about, and I'm actually going to do a webinar on repurposing content because I feel like you don't realize how much stuff you actually have.
Yes.
So I'm going to do a webinar on it. It's not going to be free though. Listen, it's plenty of people that's out here that's giving away all kinds of free stuff.
But you don't have to. There are so many options. Like people will pay for your content, though. People will pay for you just being you. There's OnlyFans. Oh, OnlyFans gets a bad rap because
I was about to say you on OnlyFans.
No, there's so much on OnlyFans. No. OnlyFans is just like Patreon. Yes. It's just like that.
But
so there are so many options of things to do on OnlyFans. It's not only one.
So the reason why, if you don't understand why I'm laughing and why she's being so combative right now, OnlyFans, a lot of people have utilized it to make their own, let's just say adult / porn content, adult content. So when she said OnlyFans, I was like, we're doing some stuff over here.
No, I subscribe to one person. He cooks on OnlyFans. There's just so many. I mean, if you're going to
can use OnlyFans.
You can use OnlyFans
for the clean stuff.
But
I don't know. What are you into?
Patreon. I mean, if I support everything. Okay, income is income. You know,
it is.
If it's not illegal.
No, you know who I'm going to have on the show, and I really need to get her now for sure. Pinky.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna have Pinky on the show at some point in time.
Pinky. Like we all know who Pinky, the only one Pinky.
If y'all don't know who Pinky is, you can look up Pinky. Okay, because now you got to realize there is also Pinky that's in Atlanta now.
I don't know who that is.
Pinky that does oh Lord, the vegetarian thing with the food truck. Slutty vegan.
So then you have
that Pinky. But before that Pinky came, there's another Pinky.
Okay.
That Pinky is my boo. I love her to death.
Yes.
She is so sweet. She came to when we did Beauty on the Beach.
Okay.
And they loved her to death.
That's cool.
And so I definitely want to have her on the show because money is money.
Yeah. And it's only an issue for people who
prudish. Reserved.
I like reserved. That was where I was going. Or are accustomed conservative. Yes.
Conservative.
A little conservative. So, but it's
Andrew
a big
Gillum?
issue. We're not talking about
Look, first of all,
people's choices are their own choices.
No, I believe people's choices are their own choices.
For their choices.
No, but Andrew.
It's money in it, though.
But Andrew, though. I'm throwing stuff out there. You actually have to, be paying attention to the news to know what I'm talking about.
We have done nothing but be in the news.
So, yeah. I mean, honestly, I just feel like really, in a way, I'm like a little newscaster now. So just FYI, because by the time this airs, I'm going to be doing, or I am doing right now, my 14-day Corona Content Challenge.
Ooh,
okay?
I said I'd come through yesterday.
It's been fun thus far. Today's day 2.
What was yesterday?
Yesterday was day 1.
I mean, okay. What was the content for yesterday?
So the content still wraps around me being able to tell business owners and entrepreneurs some of the things that they can do during the coronavirus, but also giving them specific updates that reflect things that are happening here in North Carolina, things that are happening here in the Triad, and then I also give you some things that you can do worldwide.
Okay.
So today was about organization, and today I gave you some things that you can do money-wise, but then also if you said, look, I need to organize some time because now I'm at home and I don't have as much to do. Absolutely. So I gave people a whole host of free different things that they could look at online and they could do in their home. Cool. And I think to me that's an important thing because I personally have taken this to be a learning time. I've been watching other people's webinars on stuff that I wanted to learn but I didn't know. And I've been implementing some of those things into my life. I've been writing a whole bunch of this is what I will do lists and putting content there. And then now I just need to go ahead and take that and turn it into content. Right. So for me, this was the get out of bed, get dressed, get pretty kind of thing. But I felt like it could also be helpful. And so just from 2 days, people are like, oh my God, and they're logging on. Right. So I did it on Instagram and Facebook. And people are like, oh my God, this is good information. I didn't know this. And so I'm reading, and that's why I'm like, you are your own little news channel. Yeah, you are the content that's out there now. So I just think that this is a time for us to amplify what we already have.
I love that.
So yesterday I did a big thing, which was like telling people, do you have a podcast? List your podcast, and then I'll follow yours, and then you follow mine, and then we both get followers. And so then I screenshot to say, well, I'm following this podcast now, so that this way people can learn some other stuff. Right. And I had so many people that I had never met, seen
I even tag people
in real life, because I'm just like, yeah. Now I did have one person say, well, this is not my podcast, but this is a good podcast. But I was like, that's not what I asked for, because I really wanted to connect individually with people that had podcasts. And then, of course, if they had something that I could be on, then we could do exactly what we're talking about doing, and then we can kind of exchange, and everybody has content. Absolutely. So to me, I feel like it's like a breath of fresh air, actually. Like this coronavirus thing. Coronavirus, I know it's I know it's a bad thing, but for me, it's been a good thing. Okay, do you want to get into that?
We can. At first I was kind of like, ugh, but it has opened the door for so much. Like you talk about, oh, you can't have universal health care. You can't do these things very quickly, but you can. And we have watched them do it. We have watched them
all of a sudden
almost change the face of the government and support communities as a whole. Maybe we can get Flint some water. Like we know that money is available. We know that it's there. And like, imagine just sitting down and letting the earth breathe a little bit. We saw the thing about Venice, the canals.
Hold up. Did you see in China where they talked about all of the stuff that's not in the air because the factories are shut down?
Like, it's like Earth Day to the 15,000 power. Like, imagine if you just sat down, or I think about even the things I've been able to accomplish at home with my own children. Like, we live in a society where it's what's next, what's next, what's next, right? And it's like, let's slow down a second and just really consider, and then really analyze, like, what things do I actually need? I used to eat out every single day, and it's like, oh, I need this. I have saved probably $200 in the last 4 or 5 days.
That's crazy, though, right?
But one cool thing that I did do, I know that my bartender is not working. The girl because I go to the bar for lunch. I know she's not working, but I have her social media. So I cashed after her $20. I was like, look, you missing my tips. But, I mean, that's just one day of lunch. You missing my tips. And she was like, well, I'll video you, and we can make drinks together. So we sat on video yesterday and made my favorite drink.
Stop it.
So it's like that creates a whole nother place of content. So now, okay, you're a bartender, at a bar every single day, but now you can't go jump online and do things with people.
I love that though, because I've been like talking to people and being like, okay, well, how can we kind of intertwine what we do? How can we do such and such? And we might have something coming up for you. She don't even know, but I'm going to just tell you we got something coming up, but I'm going to tell her what we got coming up after this, and then you'll see that we got something coming up. But I already been thinking about it. I already had it together. So we got something that's coming up. Don't even worry about that. But I think that when you look at the ability for you to gain access to so many things that you would not have had access to before. So I just want to throw this out there too. Universal NBC is talking about, for the first time ever, going ahead and releasing live movies in the theater, and also allowing you at the same time to release these things on demand. Right. You would then pay $19.99 to watch the same movie that you would have went to the movies for, and that you can then keep for 48 hours to make sure that you watch it in that time frame. Now listen to me. Do you know how huge that is? Because how many of you would rather stay at home and watch the movie anyway, right?
Especially nowadays.
No, but I'm going to give you this. Because I'm a little bougie, okay? I like to go to the movie theater with the chairs that recline and food. Yeah. On average, I might spend $30, maybe $40, depending on what kind of drink you get, if you're talking about the food and the drinks or whatever like that, and then you still had to pay for the tickets. So that may be anywhere between $40 to $60 to go to the movies for 2 people. That's not even anything else. And so the thing is, you're making a whole date night of it, and you don't feel as bad because you got to sit there and watch a movie for 2 hours, and you got to eat, and you got something to drink, and somebody came to serve you. You get your mind out of whatever you're thinking about, and you have a good time, and then you go home and you discuss it afterwards, right? So how much would that save? Like, I would rather do that. And then guess what? You could be at home with your own snacks and your drawers.
And your own snacks. That's the big thing.
Take a little something off. You can be comfortable. I'm telling you, it's just like, you knew that things were coming, but I feel like this has rapidly
people have to get very creative.
A bunch of things.
They think people get complacent. Even corporations get complacent. It's like, oh, this works already.
We don't need these low people.
Right. And now look at you. Can't nobody go nowhere. You need everybody. So it's very interesting. It has even challenged me to be more creative and, do the content that I sit around and think about doing. I just, I don't have the time or I don't do this.
That's exactly.
It's just, just like I said, I did my makeup on Periscope. I just jumped on Periscope and was like, hey, let's do my makeup. That's it.
But you already do your makeup.
Right.
But would you have done it on Periscope if it was a regular day?
No.
But because you had a little extra time. And it's like.
And I know people are sitting down watching it.
Do you feel good though with the time? Like I'm a time person. I really am very happy. Like
I don't have to rush to go nowhere. I don't have to get up, go to work, go pick up the kids.
I'm so happy.
I can do everything from the comfort of my own home.
It's been
Amazon
so much
is still
stuff.
Running.
Okay, because I got stuff in my cart.
I done cleared that cart out. All my free lunch money.
I am just like, she said she spent all the lunch money on Amazon
all
cart.
my lunch money.
I am just really happy. And you know what? It also makes me feel good to create content like this, to be able to literally give it to the people, because somebody's at home that's bored. Somebody's sad. Somebody's whatever. And it's just like, I don't want to tell you that it's not a reason for you to be sad or depressed. I don't want to tell you that. But when you really get down to it, if you have any type of skill set that you can monetize, now's the time to do that.
Absolutely.
Now's the time to learn the skill set that you need to get the next thing. So I will be giving out some more things that are free, that are creative, and things that you can do. So if you want to tune in 11 a.m., and we're going to do this until the 31st, this is the Corona Content Challenge, because I know that there's something that you can put out that you can get some money from. And so whether it's going to be quick money or whether it's going to be long money, either way, as long as it's some money that's coming in. But this just goes to show that I was right. Do you remember for the last 20 years, let's just say at least 10 now, I have been telling people that they need to find a side hustle.
Yeah.
That they needed to do something, because what would happen if their job closed? Some people just didn't listen to me for all of this time. Now everybody else want a side hustle.
Right.
I tried to tell y'all to get a side hustle, okay? Nobody wanted to listen. And it's just like some people did, but now you really see if these jobs literally close. Now you need to take that skill set that you were using at that job and you need to apply it to something else. And it's amazing how many work from home jobs there are now.
Right. We were the same way. Like, we couldn't work from home, and we finally got one day a week. Now it's like, don't ever go into the office again. I was like, wait a minute. Last week I couldn't even come one day, and now I got to work from home every day. Somebody lying, or not even. Sometimes it's not even reinventing the wheel. Just learn how to monetize what you already do.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. You already work at this company. Excuse me, y'all. That ain't the cold feet me. You already work at this job. You already work at this job doing this thing. So you already have a hard skill. Can you turn that into something that you can? And I keep telling people that you can teach somebody else. Somebody doesn't know how to do a thing like you know how to do a thing. Somebody wants to pay you to do that thing. Yep. So let me just give you an idea. And I might give y'all a free code. It's not today, but y'all will have to tune into these, because I got some free stuff I can give y'all too. But if you look on Skillshare, Skillshare, look at some of the things that people are teaching people, and it's just like, I could teach people that. It's amazing the things that people will pay for and the things that people want to learn. So I know that you have some type of skill, and even if, like, let's say you don't want to monetize it, somebody else could start a podcast. Right. Somebody else could go ahead and start a blog, you know, a video blog, however you want to do it, but you have a skill set that somebody is interested in learning.
Absolutely. One of my second biggest podcast episode is how I started a podcast. That's one of the questions that people ask me all the time. So I sat down and just recorded
and
a whole
did a podcast
episode.
on how you started the podcast.
It created so much, traffic to my podcast.
That's interesting.
So it's like sometimes you share those things that, the little, back end pieces or the background of how to do stuff, and they still love it because somebody wants to know these things.
Yeah, they do. So, they do. And people do things differently, and people also have different motivations. But when it comes to what's happening today, I just want people to be safe, educated, and prepared. And you have the time now to sit and literally get educated, to be somewhere and exercise at home, to listen to stuff on Broadway, it's so many
virtual
things
museums,
that you can do.
All the things.
Oh yeah, the virtual. I didn't tell them about that
Those
one
were
thing.
so
I'm gonna throw that in though,
cool.
but I'll throw that into tomorrow's stuff because I try to give people. I gave them
can't give it all.
Oh no, that's good because I don't know if y'all was watching anyway, but you can go back and you can watch. So if you go to the Facebook page, they're going to be up there. But what I decided to do was take what I did live and then we put that into the blog. So if you go to ladybusiness.com/blog, then you'll be able to see each one of the days so that this way you don't miss anything. Now, just know because I'm doing them live and because all the information is as current as possible, it might be something that's not even applicable the next day. So for instance, when I did the first one, I was telling everybody about the SBA and how they had money that was there, but we couldn't get it in North Carolina because the governor had not done the request.
Gotcha.
It hadn't gone through. So then today, literally a day later, all of a sudden the governor did the request and now the money is there. So if you're watching day one, that may not be valid then, but then day two, now you see. And so it just can kind of show you how things progress. Because it might be something that I tell you that wasn't happening a day ago, a week ago, and now then things are moving so rapidly. That's the biggest thing. But even though stuff's moving rapidly with the disease, don't you feel good that things are actually moving slower with you?
Yes.
Like, I feel so good. Yes.
We had time to do this today.
And I got snacks on
what kind of
deck.
Snacks? You got some here?
I do. I have some sun chips.
Talk to you guys later. I'm going to get snacks.
Because I got some sun chips because I was trying to be a little bit healthy.
Nice. Okay.
But I got all kinds of snacks. I went and bought some dried cantaloupe yesterday. Yeah, I got some good stuff. Because see, me, I'm one of those eclectic people, so I got to go to multiple stores anyway. Like my regular life, somebody sells something at one store that they don't sell at another store. So I'm going to give y'all a hookup because I'm going to go get this today probably. I don't know if you have a World Market near you. But in the World Market, they have this popcorn that is this sweet, salty, and it's got chocolate inside the popcorn, and it's like $2.99 or $3.99 a bag. You only share this if you really care about the other person on the other side. Right. So, like, for instance, since she has 2 boys, she should buy her own. This is, best recommendations.
I can just tell Jackson.
You should buy your own. You going to lie to the baby and tell him it's...
Maybe it does have peanuts. Is it made in a factory where peanuts are processed?
That's how you keep stuff from the kids. Just get your own bag and then let the boys share their bag. When I'm telling you, it's a decadent treat.
That's not how things work.
Okay, so you need 3 separate bags?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
She needs 3 separate bags.
And I have to eat it like in the car alone. Because it does not matter that he has a bag. I want yours too. That's how children work.
Okay.
It's not enough.
So let me rephrase.
Right. I'm going to World Market now.
So look, so
the
this
boys
is what
are on a field
do.
trip to get this chocolate.
Because I'm going to be honest. Now, some days my husband is here and he actually watches this, but since he's not here, he's not actually here. He doesn't see it, right? So I be buying my own snacks and I eat them before he gets home, right? I do that all the time. It's just real life. You don't let your right hand know what your left hand is doing all the time. But he gets plenty of snacks. But it's just sometimes you just got to get that. Now, it's another thing that World Market has, okay?
I never got
They have oh my God. They have this sherbet. I'm going to put the pictures up because I got the pictures. And it's got alcohol in it. And I don't drink at all. But this sherbet, it's like you can taste a little something. I sleep so good after eating this sherbet.
Okay, sherbet.
It's this, and I got a strawberry sherbet.
Okay.
I think it has like 9% alcohol. But for a person who doesn't drink, the sherbet, I just be like, this is delicious. And you just eat a little bit of sherbet, and you go right to sleep.
I need that. Sherbet and popcorn. My stomach is going to hate life.
No, you don't have to eat them together. Okay. They just both are at World Market.
You don't understand.
Okay, but the sherbet, if you like to drink, go get you some of that sherbet. Now, they do have sherbet that has alcohol in it also at Lowe's Food. So maybe I will maybe that'll be one of my new videos. Okay. Maybe I will try these alcohol-induced sherbets for you to let you know how they do. But the one at World Market, I think it's called Scoops. Oh my God, it's so delicious. So it's toward the back of World Market. It's the popcorn is back there, and then they have a little freezer that has the sherbet in it. So I'm just trying to tell you things for you to get through the coronavirus.
I like that. Trader Joe's. Well, I'm gonna throw my favorite.
What do they have?
Snacks in there. They have one. It's like a multi-grain pita chip. That's really good.
Oh, and she just gave us healthy stuff. What is going on with her? Multi-grain pita chip.
I gotta balance out this chocolate popcorn. And it's 3-layer hummus, and it has like spicy.
And I don't like hummus.
Well, this is for the people.
This is for the people that like.
This is for the people.
Okay, sorry. I'm just the degenerate over here. I'm telling you about alcohol-induced sherbet.
People like different things.
She said, this is the multi-grain chip. Look, she should just sit back and go, this is the multi-grain chip.
Okay, well, if that's the case, y'all can check out it's Sheena.com, because today I'm doing a blog.
Oh, shit, the video ended. Are you recording over there, too? Okay, so we're gonna have to put this in, right? We had another video camera going, so it's gonna hold that content over there. So we put it in. Okay.
So I did lavender simple syrup and lemon drop martinis. So part of the recipe is how I made the simple syrup with the infused lavender and fresh lemons and turbinado sugar.
She is
fancy. Since we drinking and being unhealthy on Corona Fifi.
First of all, let me explain something to you, because she's trying to Corona shame me. Let me tell you something. Did they not tell you that alcohol gets rid of the corona? I'm trying to get you this sherbet. I'm trying to get you this sherbet.
Oh my God.
Because then this way, maybe it'll help your immune system internally. That's the logic.
I don't know if the CDC said that.
No, what's my initials? The CPD said that.
CBZ.
The CPD. I mean, what's my initials again? The CPB, the Chief of Pennix-Brown, said that will help.
I approve.
If you get some of that.
I approve.
I need some stock in some of these companies.
Yeah,
but no, I did think about making some drinks. I love to make a good little mixed drink, but I don't drink. So for people that don't drink,
test them,
yeah.
Maybe we could do like a dual show, like if you.
Oh, like we could battle.
Ooh. Yes, we got nothing but time.
Oh, we gonna have a drink battle. We gonna have a drink battle up in here. But then we gotta find like one. Well, if we have alcohol, then I can't even drink it.
I can be the tester. Don't even worry about it.
I can't. But you know what? I've always been able to make really good mixed drinks.
Maybe when
everybody loves them.
Have a gathering of more than people, we'll have to bring that back.
When we can be socially interactive with more than 10 people, we might go ahead and have a drink battle.
That'd be fun. I know somebody else we can drag in too.
Y'all not even ready for me.
Then
don't let me get my girl Jacoma to come on down here from Oak City Bubbly.
Ooh.
She got a mobile bartender.
I was gonna say Promise. You know he has NC Brew Crew podcast.
But see, that's beer.
Ain't nothing wrong with beer, girl.
I don't drink at all. I can't make a beer in a few minutes.
She said we can make drinks with beer. You're not creative.
I can't drink. Okay. I was trying to make something that I could drink.
We are. We gonna do all of it.
We're gonna add in beer too?
We're gonna have options. We're gonna give it to all the people.
Okay. I'm gonna agree with this because this is in fictitious land for right now. This is in Coronaville for right now. Right. So when we come up with it, am I greedy? I only want to make stuff that's good for me.
Okay, fair enough.
We should just do some, I don't know. But you know what? I have been working on some stuff. I got all kinds of fruits and stuff at home. Okay. I'm going to make some things. And we'll come up with something.
We can. We got to figure out a way to do this.
Do y'all love this episode?
I do.
We went a little bit longer than normal, but guess what? It's good because you're only going to get one guest this Sunday. And Sheena is the guest. Where can they find you again?
It's Sheena.com. ITSSHEENA.com. And that'll get you everywhere.
Everywhere you want to be, honey.
Everywhere you want to be.
You better come on in. All right, so guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you share. Make sure that you comment. And keep listening to Give It to the People because we may be on a reduced schedule as far as having multiple guests because we have to check. Only people I can have on right now is people that have already gotten the Kofifi. So if you've already been sick, yeah, you can probably come on. But if you have not been sick, don't be trying to bring that up in here because you know we got Lysol, we got everything up in here. Actually, I don't have Lysol, but I got some wipes over there. I don't because I kept going to the store to get to the Lysol and they didn't have no Lysol.
The snacks are what's in
the snacks? Yes, I got Febreze, I got everything. But yeah. I think that you guys, I just love you so much and hope you keep watching. Yes. Wouldn't it be great if we could get like on real TV and be syndicated?
Gosh, one day.
And bring this foolishness and shenanigans to the world? They need it.
They do.
They need it. Who would like to do this show? Who wants to hire me? Facebook, guess what? Since you out here restricting people's stuff anyway, you may as well just go ahead and just syndicate my show and just pay me like you do Jada and them.
Right, because ain't nobody watching them.
Because I'm just saying, you know. They already have money.
Perspective, yeah, absolutely.
They already have money. Absolutely. We need that kind of money. So if you could just go ahead and sponsor the show, go ahead and do that. All right, so guess what? We will see you later. Make sure that you always show up and show out and continue to give it to the people. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to Give It to the People Radio. Make sure that you follow us online at ladybusiness.com, LADYBIZNESS. We look forward to helping you grow, sustain, and maintain your business.